Welcome back. Please like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel.
Hello, Jamie. There is significant news from the White House today regarding climate policy. Yes, I saw that. President Trump has officially decided to withdraw the United States from the United Nations Climate Treaty. This is a major step. It follows his earlier exit from the Paris Agreement. Now the U.S. will no longer participate in UN climate negotiations. What is the main reason behind this decision? The administration argues that these international agreements are unfair. They believe the rules hurt American industry while allowing other countries to continue polluting. So the focus is shifting back to domestic energy production. Exactly. Supporters believe this move protects national independence and the economy. However, many global allies are worried. They fear this will make it harder for countries to work together on environmental issues. It is certainly a big change in U.S. policy. We will have to see how the world responds. Alex, have you heard the latest update on Greenland? President Trump is putting more pressure on Denmark to discuss selling the island. Yes, the White House believes Greenland is essential for Western defense. They are also very interested in the island's rich mineral resources. However, Denmark has repeatedly stated that Greenland is not for sale. It seems the situation is becoming quite tense. It is. To force a discussion, the president is now threatening 25% tariffs on 8 NATO allies. He is using these trade taxes as a tool to get what he wants. So the administration is linking trade benefits to this territorial interest? Exactly. The White House feels that a strong economic partnership requires cooperation on strategic goals. This approach marks a significant change in how the U.S. deals with its allies. It certainly makes the future of Arctic diplomacy look very uncertain.
Good morning, Jamie. The IMF just released an updated report on the global economy. Yes, Alex, they raised the 2026 growth forecast to 3.3%. It is quite a positive shift. That sounds promising. What is driving this new optimism? Mainly the rise of generative AI. This technology is now helping workers become much more productive, especially in developed nations. So, high-tech spending is making up for the slow growth in traditional manufacturing? Exactly. However, the IMF warns that the situation remains fragile. What are the primary concerns? They are worried about rising trade barriers and potential drops in tech stock prices. I see. It seems the US and China are leading this growth, but what about other countries? That is the problem. Emerging markets might fall behind unless they invest more in power grids and digital skills. It is a time of great opportunity, but also great risk.
Jamie, have you seen the latest market reports? Gold and silver prices just hit record highs. I did. Gold reached $4,730 per ounce, and silver is now over $95. It is a historic move. What is driving this sudden change? Many investors are feeling anxious. They are worried about inflation and the future of the central bank. Because of this, they are moving away from traditional money and toward physical assets. So they are looking for stability during this period of global trade uncertainty? Exactly. With President Trump's current policies and upcoming interest rate decisions, major investors are being very cautious. It sounds like a flight to safety. Precisely. They want to protect their wealth against a volatile market. By choosing gold, they hope to find security while the global economy remains unpredictable. It seems we are heading into a very busy fiscal year.
Jamie, the U.S. government has officially started a new 25% tax on advanced AI chips. Yes, many are calling it the silicon surcharge. This policy specifically targets the powerful processors used to train large AI models. President Trump's administration says this move is vital for national security. They want to protect the American digital supply chain. That is true. The money collected from these taxes will go into a national fund. This fund will help build more chip factories within the United States. However, big tech companies are concerned. They warned that the cost of using AI technology will increase right away. Analysts also expect this to divide the global tech market into two different levels, domestic and international. It is a major shift for the industry. We will need to watch how these higher costs affect future innovation. Agreed. It is a steady but significant change for the global economy.
Jamie, have you heard? Elon Musk's XAI company just updated its Grok platform. Yes, I read about it. They are now blocking users from making AI images of real people in sensitive or private situations. That is right. After several deepfake scandals, governments in California and the UK started asking for stricter laws. This update is a direct response to those concerns. How does the new system actually work? The platform now uses a special detection tool. It identifies and stops any attempt to recreate a person's face without their permission. Some experts say this is a great step for digital safety. They believe companies must be responsible for what their AI creates. True. However, others argue that the responsibility should belong to the users, not the technology itself. It is a complicated debate. But for now, these new rules are officially in place to protect privacy. Jamie, have you heard the news? The Social Security Administration just finished a major digital update. Yes, Alex, it is a big improvement. For many years, the website was often closed on weekends for maintenance. Now, it stays open 24 hours a day. That is excellent for millions of Americans. They can now check their benefits or update records at any time. That is right. They are using modern technology to keep the system running smoothly. Also, wait times for phone calls have dropped significantly. Why is that? The agency is using new AI systems to route calls more efficiently. This is part of a broader push by the Trump administration to modernize government services. And what about the monthly payments? Well, people are also starting to receive higher checks due to the 2026 cost of living adjustments. It sounds like the system is finally becoming faster and more reliable for everyone.
Jamie, have you heard? Hawaii has officially started a green fee for tourists. Yes, I saw that. Now every visitor aged 15 or older must pay $50 when they arrive. That is correct. The money will fund important projects such as fixing coral reefs and preventing wildfires. It is a major change. State officials say the fee is necessary to protect the island's natural beauty for the future. Some business groups worry that the extra cost might stop people from visiting. However, many travelers support this idea. It is an interesting time. While President Trump focuses on the national economy, Hawaii is focusing on its own ecosystem. Exactly. They want to ensure the islands stay healthy and sustainable for a long time. It certainly makes us think more about how we can travel responsibly.